So in this video we will learn how to perform the experiment of characteristics of a solar cell. Solar cell, as we know, that when it is exposed to sunlight or any light source, then at the two ends of the solar cell there is production of EMF, and that EMF can be used as a source of energy. So today we are going to deal with the experiment of characteristics of a solar cell. So before starting the experiment, it is better to understand the kit, that is kit for characteristics of solar cell. You can see in this kit there are so many things. Number one is the power switch. Power switch means on off switch. With the help of this we can switch on the circuit or switch off the circuit. When we switch it on, obviously the meters start giving reading, as well as the red indicator glows here on the switch. Second section, which you can see here, this section, it is written for table lamp, and one female is given, a socket is given for the plug of the lamp. Then there are 2 points across which we get the potential to be measured, the potential applied across the lamp, that can be measured with the help of these two outputs. There is a variable switch, and this variable switch is used for varying the potential applied across the lamp. So when we increase the potential applied across the lamp, the intensity of the lamp increases. When we decrease, the intensity decreases. So ultimately, although we are varying the potential across the lamp, basically we are controlling the intensity of the lamp, or the light intensity of the light which is incident on the solar cell. Second section here, you can see it is written variable resistance, and RL means load resistance, is equal to 100 ohms per step. So when I rotate it by one step, the variation in the load resistance is of 100 ohms. Third section, which you can see here, this third section, it is the section for the solar cell input and output. As you can see here, there is a jack socket for inserting the jack pin, which gives the output of the solar cell to this kit. We have applied the output here. That output is distributed between these two terminals. Higher potential is connected to this, and the lower potential is connected to this. So when we insert the jack pin at this point, the potential generated across the solar cell, it appears at these 2 points. This point will be of the higher potential, this will be at the lower potential. Next to it, you can see so many meters are there, digital meters are there. First digital meter, as you see, it is written, it is a voltmeter from 0 to 200 volts. The positive and negative polarity is given. This is basically a meter which measures the potential applied across the table lamp. With the help of this meter, we measure the potential applied across the table lamp, or indirectly we are measuring the intensity of the light. Second meter, which is in between, this is a multi-range meter, or you can say, better if you can say, it is a bi-range meter. It is a voltmeter from 0 to 2/20 meter. Means either this voltmeter will be measuring 0 to 2 volts, or it is going to measure 0 to 20 volts, depending on the selection of this switch. With the help of this switch, if I push the switch, it is going to measure 20 volt. If I leave it, if it is in the upper state, it is going to measure 2 volt. If it is pushed, it is going to measure 20 volt. So I can change the range of this voltmeter with the help of this selection switch. Similarly, next meter is there, and this is the meter for measurement of the current. it measures the current in milliampere range. Again there is polarity, positive polarity and negative polarity, because it is a DC meter. This is also a DC meter. So this is again a bi-range meter. Either it is going to measure 20 milliampere or it is going to measure 200 milliampere, depending on the selection of the switch. If I keep it in the rest position, it is going to measure 20 milliampere. If I push it, it is going to measure 200 milliampere. So when we see how much current is flowing through the circuit, depending on that we can select either 20 milliampere or 200 milliampere range. Similarly here, the selection of volt depends what is the potential produced by the solar cell. If it is above than 2 volt, obviously we have to select 20 volt range. If the current flowing is larger than the 20 milliampere, then we have to select the 200 milliampere range. So this is all about the kit. So you can see this is the plug of the lamp. This plug is put in the socket which is provided for that. You can see this is the socket which is provided for the plug of the lamp. So we put it in the socket. Now this is the solar cell, and this solar cell's output is taken with the help of this jack pin. So this jack pin is to be inserted in the place where the place is provided for the insertion of the jack pin. So these are the two connections, one for lamp and second for the solar cell. Now I want to show how, if I increase the potential applied across the lamp, the intensity is going to increase. So I am switching on the circuit. The circuit is switched on. Now if I increase the potential applied across the lamp, the intensity of the lamp goes on increasing. You can see it, you can very well see it here. See, I am increasing the potential applied across the lamp, and as I go on increasing the potential, the intensity you can see of the bulb. See, the bulb has started glowing. Now if I increase the potential applied, the intensity of the light incident on the solar cell, it goes on increasing. So this is the function of the lamp controls. Okay, now we are going to see the connection, how we are going to make connection for getting the characteristics. As you see, this is the circuit diagram given here. In the circuit diagram, this is the solar cell. The solar cell is giving a higher potential output at this point and lower potential output at this point. So if you see, in between these two higher and lower potential, across this higher and lower potential, directly in parallel a potentiometer is connected. So first of all, we are going to connect the voltmeter with this solar cell points. So in our circuit, this is positive terminal, higher potential terminal, this is lower potential terminal. So this higher potential terminal, this one is connected. The higher potential terminal is connected. This higher potential terminal is connected to the positive terminal of the voltmeter. Agreed? Now, the negative terminal of the solar cell is given to the negative terminal of the voltmeter. So this connection is over. The voltmeter is connected in parallel with the solar cell. Now the positive terminal of the solar cell goes to the load resistance, one point of the load resistance. So again we are going to connect the positive terminal of the solar cell, this positive terminal of the solar cell, to one of the terminal of the load. See, in load there is no polarity, there is no positive and negative terminal, so you can interchange even the terminals. Then the second terminal of the load resistance goes to milliampere meter. So second terminal of the load resistance, it goes to milliampere meter, positive terminal of the milliampere meter. then the negative terminal of the milliampere meter goes to negative terminal of the solar cell. So the negative terminal of the milliampere meter, this goes to the negative terminal of the solar cell. So this much is the circuit of solar cell. Now the problem is, because I want to vary the intensity, and the variation in the intensity is with the help of potential applied across the lens. We are not measuring intensity we are measuring intensity in terms of the potential applied. So the potential generated for the lamp is to be measured with the help of this voltmeter. So one terminal of the potential connected to one terminal of the voltmeter, second terminal of this is connected to the second terminal of the voltmeter. Now the first characteristics which we have to draw is known as the illumination characteristics. Means we want to plot the graph between the intensity of the light with which the solar panel has been exposed and the current flowing through the circuit when the load resistance is minimum, that is kept at 0 ohms. Means there is no load resistance at all, it is short circuit current. So what we have to do is we have to increase the intensity of the light, and at the same time we have to measure for each and every intensity, we have to measure the current flowing through the circuit, keeping the load resistance 0. You can see this load resistance is kept at 0 ohms, means short circuited. So the current which we are getting is short circuit current. Now to increase the intensity, I told you that this knob is going to increase the intensity of the light which is incident on the solar panel. So let me increase it. I will increase the intensity slowly, and I am going to see from which volt the bulb starts glowing. You can see the potential across the bulb is around 1.8 volt. The bulb is not at all glowing. I am continuously increasing the potential, and the now potential increases 2 volt, 2.1 volt, 2.4 volt, 2.6 volts. Gradually I am increasing. I am not taking reading just now. I am just increasing the intensity, and you can see here the bulb starts glowing even when the potential applied across is 33 ohms, 33 volts. Now I go on increasing the intensity to get the rough idea how much current is going to flow, so which range of the meter is to be selected. Now 87 volt, the current is around 10 or 11 milliamperes. 100 ohm, more than 100 ohms, it is 13 milliampere. 129 ohms, it is 16 milliamperes. 157, it is out of range. So obviously I have to put the milliampere meter basically in 200 milliamperes range. So let me bring down the potential applied across the lamp, and now I will set my meter to 200 milliampere range. Now I will start taking reading. Obviously, as I have seen, the the intensity or the intensity of the lamp remains 0 because the bulb is not glowing until I reach a potential up to say 33 or 34 or 35 ohms. So let me first take the potential applied across lamp to around 35 volts. So I am taking the potential applied across the lamp to 35 volts. So it is 31 volt, 33 volt, 34 volts, around 35 volts, so 37 volt. Let me take it 40. So it is around 40 volts. So when it is 40 volt, you can see when the applied potential across the lamp is 40 volt, intensity is 40 volt, then the current flowing through the circuit is around 1.8 milliamperes. Now I increase it by say the step of 20 volts. So now I am going to adjust it to 60 volts. 60 volts. The potential applied across the lamp is 60 volts. Slowly, gradually I have to increase the potential. So it is around 60 volt. You can see 60 volt potential, and when the potential is 60 volt, the current flowing is around 5 milliampere. Now I increased it to 80 volts. So for 80 volts, it is 80 volts, around 80 volts, the current flowing is 9.8 milliamperes. So by the graduation of 20 volts per step, I go on increasing the potential, I measure the potential and I measure the current flowing through the circuit. In this case, I am ignoring the potential developed across the solar cell. So this is the first experiment, first characteristics which can be drawn. Okay, now the second characteristics which is to be plotted is known as the IV characteristics. IV characteristics means current voltage characteristics of solar cell. In that case, I vary the load resistance in steps of 100 volts, and because of that the potential across the cell changes, as well as there is change in the current flowing through the circuit. So with respect to this potential, what is the change in the current, that is to be measured. And in this specific characteristics, the intensity of the bulb is kept constant. So for first set of reading, I am going to keep, for example, say the potential applied across the lamp to be equal to 50 volts. And varying this load resistance in steps from 0 to infinity, I am going to measure the potential developed across the cell and the current flowing through the circuit. So let me first adjust the intensity. For intensity adjustment, I am adjusting this knob, and as I told you, I am going to keep this potential around 50 volts. I am going to raise it to 50 volts. The potential across the bulb should be 50 volts. So for first set of reading of IV characteristics, I am setting the potential across the bulb to be equal to 50 volts. You can see it is approximately 50 volts, 50.3, 50.4 potential. Now, when the load resistance is 0, means short circuit, the potential across the cell is around 0.014 volt and the current flowing through the circuit is 3.2 milliampere. Now I move this knob so that the selected load resistance becomes equal to 100 ohms. When it is 100 ohms, you can see the potential has increased to 0.32 volt and the current has decreased to 3.1 milliampere. I again switch this selector switch to 200 ohms. You can see that the potential has increased to 0.6 volts and the current is slightly decreased to 3.0 milliampere. For 300 ohms, I get the reading of potential around 0.9 volts and the current reduces to 2.9 milliampere. For 400 ohms, the potential increases to 1.142 and the current decreases to 2. The decrease in the current is slow and the increase in the potential is very fast, as you can see. So when you increase the load resistance, obviously the potential across the cell is going to increase and the current is slightly decreasing, but it is not decreasing very fast, and this is known as the current regulation of this source, that is solar cell. Again I kept the load resistance to be equal to 500 ohms. The potential becomes 1.414 volts and the current is still 2.8 milliampere. So in steps I go on varying the load from 0 to higher values of resistance, and I see that the potential goes on increasing and the current still is remaining constant. But this, what you see here, that this meter has gone out of range, means the applied potential is more than the 2 volt. So what I have to do, I have to switch it to 20 volts. As I switch it to 20 volts, you can see the potential is now visible here. It is 2.24 volt. So in graduation, I go on increasing the potential and the current starts decreasing. When the resistance becomes infinite, you can see the current becomes approximately equal to 0. So this will be the second characteristics, that is the IV characteristics. This is the first set of the IV characteristics. Suppose I want to get the second set of IV characteristics, obviously again I have to bring back the load resistance to a value of 0 ohms, and I have to increase and keep the intensity constant to say another potential of say 80 volts. Consider I am keeping it to 80 volts. You can see the potential applied across the lamp is 80 volt. Again I am going to repeat the same process. I am going to rotate this rotatory selection switch to select different resistances in the circuit, and I am going to measure the corresponding potential and the corresponding current. That's all in the experiment. So as I have explained you that we have first taken the readings of the illumination characteristics. You can see what we have done. We have taken the current flowing through the circuit with respect to the intensity of the bulb measured in terms of the potential applied across it. So first we have kept the potential to 1.4 volts when the bulb was approximately switched off. The current is very less, that is 0.01 ampere. Now I increased to the lamp's potential to 45 volt, and I have taken the graduation of 15 volts, 45 plus 1560 plus 1575 and so on. And in the graduation of 15 volts I have varied the potential from 0.45 volt to 165 volt, and what I see is that as the intensity increases, the current flowing through the circuit goes on increasing, and ultimately for 165 volt I got a reading of say 123.3 milliamperes. When we plot the graph intensity characteristics or illumination characteristics, you can see in the x-axis we have plotted the intensity in terms of voltage applied across the lamp and the current flowing in the circuit in milliamperes. When I plot the graph, I find so many points, point 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Now I have to see so many points are out of the line, straight line. But what I have to do is I have to select a line in which the maximum points are incorporated. Every line is not the graph, but the line which is going to contain maximum number of points, approximately maximum number of point, that line will be depicting the illumination characteristics of the solar cell. So I have chosen this line because approximately 4 points are there in the line, and these 2 points are out of the line. So have your integrity while plotting the graph. Do not try to hide these points. This is the error. This error may be human error, may be the error of the instrument. If you are getting a reading 100% accurate without any error, that means you have done some manipulations in the reading. So be ready to show your failures also when you are going to show your success. Now the second is IV characteristics. In IV characteristics table you can see this is the intensity 1, intensity 2, intensity 3. Means for 3 different intensities you can take the reading. For intensity 100 volts you have to take the voltage across the solar cell and the current flowing through the circuit for various values of the load resistance. Similarly, by adjusting second intensity of 175 volts, what I have done, I have taken the reading of the potential across the solar cell and the corresponding current flowing through the circuit for different values of the load resistance. So you can see here for first intensity of 100 volt, what my reading is showing, as I go on increasing the load resistance from 0 to infinity, the potential across the solar cell goes on increasing, and after some times it starts becoming approximately constant. And the current, which is initially 51.4 milliampere for 0 load resistance. It goes on decreasing slowly, and ultimately for final, that is infinite ohms of load resistance, the current becomes equal to 0. So this is to be plotted in a graph. So let us see what will be, how will the graph look like of the IV characteristics. Now see the second characteristics, that is the IV characteristics. When we plot the voltage across the cell, solar cell, along x-axis because it is independent variable, and the current flowing through the circuit in the y-axis because it is dependent variable, what I get is this. Initially, when the load is 0, the potential is 1 volt, around 1 volt, and the current is very high, approximately 60. As the potential across the cell goes on increasing, the current starts decreasing, and ultimately for infinite it is going to touch the 0 milliampere region. So this will be the curve which will the IV characteristics of the solar cell. One more thing which is very important here is, as you see, if I increase the load resistance, even after increasing the load resistance, the current is approximately constant up to a certain region. So this region is the current regulation region. Means for that specific resistance, load resistance, the current remains constant. So this is the load regulation of solar cell.